Hey everyone, welcome. If you're new here, please consider subscribing for more content like this. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Without wasting much of your time, let's dive in. Sarah Lawson was just walking home when police accused her of a murder she didn't even witness. It was a chilly April evening in Willow Creek, a small town tucked between rolling hills and endless farmland. The streets were quiet except for the soft hum of streetlights and the occasional passing car. Sarah, a 29-year-old schoolteacher, had just left her best friend's apartment after a movie night. She was wearing her favorite red coat, a gift from her late grandmother. She never imagined that something as simple as her choice of clothing would become the reason her life collapsed. That night, a man was found stabbed behind a convenience store just 3 blocks from Sarah's apartment. The store clerk told police he had heard shouting, then saw a figure in a red coat running away from the alley. No one saw a face. No one could say for sure the person was a man or a woman, but to investigators, the color of the coat was enough. Sarah had barely set her bag down when she heard loud banging at her door. 2 uniformed officers stood there, hands on their holsters, eyes scanning her apartment. Without asking many questions, they told her she was under arrest for the murder of Kyle Barrett, a man whose name she had never heard in her life. Neighbors peeked through curtains as she was led to the patrol car in handcuffs. Confused, scared, and humiliated, Sarah's mind raced with questions she couldn't answer. At the station, she was interrogated for hours. She told them she had been with her friend Emily all evening, but police brushed it off, saying Emily's statement didn't cover the timeline completely. They accused Sarah of being in the alley, of stabbing Kyle in some personal dispute. Sarah kept insisting she didn't know him. She begged them to check cameras from nearby businesses, but the lead detective told her the footage was unavailable and moved on. Days turned into weeks. The investigation was shockingly one-sided. DNA found under the victim's fingernails was never tested. Fingerprints on the weapon didn't match Sarah, yet were dismissed as secondary. A homeless man, known in town for making up stories, suddenly claimed he had seen Sarah's face that night. The prosecution clung to his words like gospel. Sarah's public defender, overworked and underpaid, hardly fought back. When the trial began, the courtroom was packed. The prosecution's story was simple. Sarah had been romantically involved with Kyle, they claimed, and the relationship had ended violently. They presented text messages, supposedly from her phone, but Sarah swore they were fabricated. She kept waiting for her lawyer to object, to demand proof, but the objections never came. The jury deliberated for just 2 hours. The foreman stood and read the verdict. Guilty of second-degree murder. Sarah's knees buckled. Her mother sobbed loudly in the back row. She was sentenced to 25 years in prison. As the gavel came down, Sarah's world shattered. Prison was a place Sarah never thought she would know. The days were long, the nights even longer. She kept to herself, reading old books from the prison library and writing letters to anyone who might help her. Her parents sold their home to cover legal fees. Emily visited when she could, always promising they'd find a way to prove her innocence. But appeals were denied again and again. The same false witness testimony, the same missing evidence, the same red coat. Years passed. Sarah's hair turned from chestnut brown to streaked with gray. She missed weddings, birthdays, funerals. Outside, the world moved on without her. Inside, the only thing that kept her going was the quiet belief that one day the truth would come out. That day arrived 5 years later. An investigative journalist named Daniel Reeves took interest in her case after reading a small article about wrongful convictions. He filed public records requests, combed through police logs, and tracked down retired officers. One of them, now living 3 states away, admitted there had been another suspect, a man in a blue hoodie seen running from the scene. This detail had never been shared with the defense. Daniel also obtained body cam footage from the night of the murder. In it, officers could be heard discussing the guy in the hoodie and questioning why he had blood on his hands. DNA from the crime scene, when finally tested, matched that man, a drifter with a history of violent assaults who had since been arrested for another stabbing. Armed with this evidence, Daniel contacted a team of lawyers specializing in wrongful convictions. They filed a motion for Sarah's immediate release. The judge, faced with undeniable proof, overturned her conviction. Sarah walked out of prison on a sunny June morning, blinking in disbelief as the gates closed behind her. She hugged her parents for the first time in half a decade, her tears soaking into their shoulders. But freedom was bittersweet. She had lost 1,826 days to a system that failed her at every turn. The police department issued no apology. The man who lied on the stand was never charged with perjury. The officers who had evidence faced no consequences. Sarah now lives in a small apartment on the edge of town. She is suing the city for wrongful imprisonment, though she knows no amount of money can return the years stolen from her. Sometimes, late at night, she still wakes up expecting to hear the clanging of a cell door. What happened to Sarah Lawson is not rare. Across the country, thousands are wrongfully accused, some never proven innocent. Their stories vanish into forgotten court files. Sarah's is one that was told, but only because someone cared enough to look deeper. Do you think justice was served in her case?